In this next article from Time, Facebook and Twitter finally locked Donald Trump's accounts. Will they ban him permanently? This is a pretty good question here. I'm gonna get some tea. Facebook and Twitter imposed their toughest sanctions so far on the king of memes, Donald Trump, on Wednesday evening after he incited his supporters to storm the U.S. Capitol in Washington in an attempt to overturn his election laws. Did he do that? This is fake. That's fake news. What does incite mean? Here, American Heritage Dictionary is defining incite to provoke and urge on, to move to action, to stir up, to instigate, to spur on, induce, stimulate, urge on, ruse, fire, provoke, excite, encourage, animate, set on, drive, persuade. So did he persuade the crowd to do that? No. He obviously told them to not do that. I don't want to have anything to do with that. Did he excite them to do that? I don't think that he did that. Whether or not his claims of voter fraud are true, that's up in the air. That's up to a judge to decide. Are you the judge? Are you the jury? Are you the executioner? I don't know. I personally don't think that you're either any of those things. I don't think that he incited it. He told the people not to engage in violence. He has a right to challenge the election. We have laws put into place that say that he's allowed to challenge the election. He went through the court system. He wasn't trying to subvert democracy. Our democracy said, if you think that the election was rigged, you can go through these specific processes, because over our nation's history, we have experienced voter fraud. It does happen. The account suspensions are the farthest either platform has gone in restricting Trump from broadcasting his message. Let me rephrase this. From restricting the sitting president of the United States from broadcasting his messages to the general public, to his tens of millions of followers. The move comes, and it's not just tens of millions of followers, it's everyone in America, because he's the president. Move comes after years of calls for social media companies to do more to stop the president from spreading misinformation, conspiracy theories, and threats that undermine democracy, because they are the arbiter of truth. They are the ones that know what is best for you, because they are the elites. They're the ones with the fancy degrees. They're the ones that won't hire you for the job because you're not elite enough. You don't know their friends. You don't know their language. You didn't go to their school. So you're not as elite as them. And then that means that that you're below them. But they'll tell you, oh, equality all day long. No, everybody's got to be equal, but then they won't give you a job. Like, all right, somebody's shit smells pretty bad here, man. All right, should we go for the lavender Earl Grey tea or the green tea? I keep going for the lavender Earl Grey. I used to really not like black teas, but I've been digging on the tea so far. Actually doing this loose leaf tea. Getting one of these things. You don't need to get one of those infusers. All you need is a measuring cup. We need a teaspoon and a 1 cup measuring cup. You put the 1 teaspoon of the tea up in the cup. Fill it up with water. I'm going to put just a little bit extra. Oh, it smells so good with that lavender. Damn. Twitter required Trump to delete 3 tweets that the company said violated their rules and said it would suspend his account from posting for 12 hours after the removal. If the tweets are not removed, the account will remain locked. Twitter said in a statement the tweets are no longer visible on his profile. The company said that if Trump violated their rules again, his account would be permanently banned. After the twits acted, Zuckerberg suspended Trump from posting for 24 hours from Wednesday evening, deleted 2 posts it said violated its rules. Instagram owned Facebook monopoly, did the same. Then on Thursday, Facebook CEO Mark looks like data from Star Trek Zuckerberg said in a statement that Facebook would be extending the block on Trump indefinitely and for at least 2 weeks until the peaceful transition of power is complete. Oh, so you mean until his political dude gets in office? Because he paid half. See, people are so crazy to think Mark Zuckerberg donated. Do you really think that Mark Zuckerberg donated $500 million to the federal government to help out with the election? Right? Do you really think that he has the kindness in his heart to pay an extra $500,000 or $500 million to help encourage democracy by giving the money to the United States government to use in an election? No. I don't think there's a single person alive that actually thinks that. No. Mark Zuckerberg obviously paid that $500 million because he was trying to rig the election by giving an illegal campaign contribution. He couldn't give the $500 million directly to China Joe Biden. So instead, he had to give the money to something that would comply with Citizens United. Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube also removed videos posted by Trump, which he called on rioters to go home, because I guess that violates their terms of service, but doubled down on his false claims that the election was stolen. False claims is, I'm not saying the election was stolen because they're going to censor my channel, but you need to have a judge rule on that because they have statistical evidence. The evidence wasn't just Sidney Powell. The evidence was computer algorithms that were worked on by PhD scientists, not just some crackpot that Sidney Powell came out with that said he was some military intelligence person. Turns out that he just did training for military intelligence and he didn't actually work there. No, they definitely had like real cybersecurity experts that testified as to the data itself. You might say that you can't say that's a false claim. It was never proven and it was never disproven. But I guess, when it's your people who are rigging the election through illegal campaign contributions like Mark Zuckerberg did with that $500 million donation, supposedly he's just giving the money out of the kindness of his heart to the government so that they can have democracy. Yeah, right. He put the money into swing states so that he can get Joe Biden in office because they're doing an antitrust investigation and they're going to break up Facebook. So he paid the money to rig the democracy so that Facebook wouldn't get broken up too. It's a business transaction, dude. He paid for it. He bought those policies fair and square, I guess. It's an emergency situation. Hold on. So Trump told the rioters that he loved them. Quote, "This is an emergency situation. We're taking appropriate emergency measures, including the removing the President of Trump's videos." And quote, Facebook Chief of Safety and Integrity Guy Rosen said in a statement, "We removed it because on balance, we believed it contributes to rather than diminishes the risk of ongoing violence." So I guess the never mind. Lost my train of thought. Facebook and Twitter have long had rules against inciting violence on their platform, but throughout Trump's presidency, they've refused to suspend or ban Trump in cases where critics say he has fanned the flames of violence. Guess they're going to have to get Antifa off of there. Oh, right. That kind of violence is okay for them because they're fighting white supremacy, because that's the political side that they're on. So that's perfectly okay to punch a Nazi in the face, but it's not okay to, and it's okay for them to, or they think that cops are Nazis, but then it's not okay to do that to the Capitol Hill police, even though you think that the people who are in control are white supremacists and that they got some cabal where the Republicans are oppressing the minorities in them big Democrat-run cities from them poor red rural states. Blah, 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 blah. What do they got? I mean, I'm not sure if exactly people are completely shocked that he got banned from Twitter. They've been banning people for stupid reasons, but really should freak you out that we got these big tech oligarchs controlling your free speech. You can't engage in any sort of speech that is critical of any of their customers or employees, because they're a corporation and they're trying to make money. And how do they do that? They make money off of their customers. And what do you not want to do with your customers? You don't want to insult them. Let's be real. That's what it's about. All of this stuff's all about the customer. It's all about some profits that they're trying to make by meeting the people's needs. And when they feel like there's people targeting them, well, I mean, people usually don't go to your business. Can't really blame them for that. What else is there? Bunch of blah, 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 yada, yada, yada stuff. We got a bunch more stuff here to cover about Twitter and Facebook, more censorship stuff, but this little segment of the stream is over. The live stream is not over. But don't forget to smash that like button, hit that bell so you get notifications as to when I go live. If you got value out of this, consider sharing this video on social media, and don't forget to subscribe to RSS Commentary on YouTube.